Hey guys, so welcome to my video. Quick intro for people who don't know who I am. My name is Amber. I have a website called Go Kaleo, a Facebook page by the same name. I started my website about four and a half years ago to document my lifestyle change. I didn't expect it to be quite as successful as it has been, my lifestyle change that is. And I definitely didn't expect to garner the kind of readership that I have. But anyway, that's who I am. That's my history. I ended up losing about 80 pounds. I reversed PCOS and metabolic dysfunction. I reversed depression. I reversed anxiety disorder. Got in shape. I did it by making small, sustainable lifestyle changes. I didn't go on any fad diets, and I didn't exercise obsessively, and I didn't take pills, didn't cut out macronutrients or entire food groups. I just ate more vegetables and less crap, and I exercised regularly, and I kept doing it for 4 years, and here I am today. So anyone who has followed my blog or my Facebook page for any length of time probably knows that I'm not a fan of fad diets. In fact, I'm pretty critical of them. I don't discriminate. If it has a name, it's a fad diet, and if it's a fad diet, I'm critical of it. I've criticized low carb philosophy and low fat dogma. I prefer the term dogma. I've criticized bro science, bodybuilding dogma, and clean eating dogma, and vegan low fat, and you name it. I've probably said something about it that would piss its adherents off on my Facebook page or blog. So that's me. That's part of my shtick, is that I talk about fad diets, and I talk about how they are mostly based on cherry-picked science and logical fallacy, and that they tend to engender some really negative emotions in people who maybe are prone to disordered thinking about food anyway. They tend to engender divisiveness, tribalism, anger, senses of persecution. Basically, they just create a lot of negativity in the world, and that's why I'm critical of them. They tend not to work very well, and they create a lot more negativity than they're worth. So that's a little brief history of me. I want to use this video to talk about a phenomenon that I've seen in the diet world for a couple years that's always really bothered me, and that is the tendency of people to respond to philosophical differences with body shaming and ridicule of people's physical appearance. And I see it all over. You go to vegan websites and they're making fun of paleos, and you go to paleos and they're making fun of vegans for being skinny and weak, and you go to bodybuilding websites and they're making fun of pretty much everybody for being fat, and it's wrong. And it's been going on for a long time. And it recently became very personal when I have, a couple times over the last month, I've been pretty viciously attacked by people who were unhappy with something I said about their dogma. And for the record, I get the whole, you put yourself out there, you're going to get criticized. I get that. I've been putting myself out there for like 20 years. I was a member of Bad Rap back in my 20s, and I made a few television appearances, and after every one of them I'd get, you're fat, and oh, your hair's so stupid, and your skin is so awful, and you stammer over your words, and I got criticized for my appearance back then. And since I've been doing Go Kaleo, I've gotten a lot of little snarky comments about how I look like a man, and I'm doing steroids, and my hair makes me look like a lesbian, and I'm used to it. But this is something that goes far beyond that. That isn't cool. We shouldn't condone that. We shouldn't put the onus on the victims of that to just accept it. But, it happens, so, deal with it and get on with it. That's wrong. We should be shaming the people who are saying those things. But that's another issue. What I want to talk about today is more insidious. It is worse. It is the tendency for people of a dietary tribe to, en masse, make fun of people who have different dietary philosophies, to make fun of their physical appearances, Usually it's not a specific person. Usually it's, they'll make fun of all vegans and say all vegans are skinny, or all paleos are fat, or whatever. But all the time I see people picking on specific people. For instance, I'm sure you've seen those memes that go around where they'll take a picture of like Dr. Ornish and put it with a picture of Mark Sisson and say, it's a bad picture of Dr. Ornish, and it's a really good picture of Mark Sisson, and they'll say, see, this proves that low-fat vegetarian diet is not as good as a high-fat primal diet. See, look how much better Mark Sisson looks. You've seen those before. It's not just those two. That happens all the time. It's ridiculous. It's mean. It's counterproductive. It's worse than that, though. It breeds negativity. It breeds anger. It breeds divisiveness, tribalism, and that hurts the people who are engaging in that, not the people that they're directing at.